Welcome to Crypto the One the more value and good information when it comes to cryptocurrency trading and investment in general. If you've not subscribed to the channel, you know the drill. You'll have to hit the subscribe button, like and share, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell so you can be part of the greatness that is happening on the show. We can see a lot has been going on in the market. Genesis is about to file for bankruptcy and is as early as this week, and we hope that will not put the market back to where it was coming from, talking about the 16,000 zone or 15,000 thereabout, where we saw the market rolling around. And also we saw crypto panic as DOJ announced of major action against tiny Chinese exchange BitSlazo. Now everybody was saying, what is BitSlazo yesterday? I've never heard of it as well, but I'm still going to drop a video about that. You guys need to stick around so you can understand what's going on with that. Also, we saw Coinbase announcing that there is now difficult decision they need to make because they're shutting down their operations in Japan. And we all know some Bankman-Fried has been on the radar regarding saying FTX is solvent, and I think this guy is telling the truth. I feel like that because he's been saying it even when he's been arrested. He keeps on saying FTX US is solvent, not FTX International. So these are more what we're going to be looking at on today's show, just to get ourselves clear with what is really going on in the market. But before we move, let's check out what is really happening right now. BTC is trading at 2808 as I'm speaking to you right now, after we've seen the rally from about how am I going to call it, from 16,480 down to about 21,400 or 600. So I think we just need to see what's going to happen again, or how the whole thing is going to move when it comes to the market. I think we're going to see a pullback down to this zone, but we're still going to come back to this and discuss about it in a short while. So first of all, let's go to the market watch and see what is really going on. And we're close to 1 trillion US dollars. And now we can now see the market cap is sitting at 969, almost 970 billion. And the trading volume is about 60 billion in the last 24 hours. BTC is now at 41.4% dominance, while ETH is sitting at 19.3% dominance. And if you even confirm it on the sister side, you can see we are exactly around 1 trillion market cap. But I told you, until we have the both sides sitting at 1 trillion market cap, that's when we can assume or we can accept that we're both on 1 trillion market cap. And you can see the trading volume over is about 83 billion in the last 24 hours, and BTC dominance is sitting at 40%, ETH at 18.4%. And so that's what we're seeing. And you can see some tokens are now trending, talking about altcoins. Solana is still trending because it's now been down almost 7%, having appreciated for about 30% or more from beginning of this year. Now it's sitting below 7 or close to 7% downtrend. And now we have another token right here, Taboo token, Singularity Net. They're trending, which we all know all the altcoins, they've been in green, but we need to be careful before we place our trade and stuff like that. So now let's check out what's going on with the coins in the market. BTC is trading at 2808 right now, Ethereum at 1,528, and we can see BNB, even with the way they bond the token and stuff like that, is still sitting at 290, or let's say 291 approximately in dollars. That's what it's trading at right now. And we can see Polygon almost $1, excuse me. And we can see Solana is still maintaining $20 and above, talking about 21.30 cents. And Polkadot still sitting at $5. Shiba Inu still maintaining that 4 zeros. We open is going to go further or higher than that. And the list goes on talking about the cryptocurrency in the market. But now let's check out what's going on with the NFT, so we can know what NFT is looking at in the market before we check the chart out. And we can see the top 10 NFT still remain almost the same. Mutant APH, Bot Ape Kenneth Club, CryptoPunks, Other Did for Other Side, Clone X, Compact Pandas, Doodles, Alien Friends has not made it to top 10 because this was not there before. The Potatoes has always been coming in and going out, but now the Alien Friends has not made it to top 10, sitting at number 8. And Azuki is still maintaining the top 10 chart, talking about sitting at number 10, and I think that's really beautiful. Azuki has been fighting for top 10 throughout last year, and we can see it's still maintaining that side. So right now, let's take a look at what the market is now looking at, talking about the chart, so we can know what we need to do. But before we do that, let's see what the economic calendar is going to look at. Talking about the news. Yesterday, we saw the PPI, the price index, and the retail sales month-to-month coming out, and they were all bad for currency, you understand? And we saw the core PPI too, they were all bad for currency. You can see all of them, they are in red, and this means a lot because we use all these data and whatever that's going to come out, talking about the interest rate coming out in February and all of that, to determine what the interest rate or the fund rate will be like uh, in the next what am I going to call it, FOMC minutes, and that is going to come up February 1st. So we need to be careful. But what are we expecting today? Talking about the market watch, I think we're just going to see some employment change happening in the AUD, and ECB President Lagarde is going to talk or going to explain what we need to be looking at regarding the monetary policy that will be coming out in the Europe section. And today, probably we're going to be seeing some unemployment, but we don't really have a lot of important things. You can see them right here. But tomorrow, we're going to look at some of this also that will be coming out. They're not that important, but we just need to take the data and understand what the possible outcome will be in the future. So that's on the market where nothing much is happening. You can see when it's red, that's when we have the high impacted expected. When it's kind of orange, that's where we're going to see it as medium impacted. But when it's yellow, that means it has nothing to even do with the market, but just that the data needs to come out so we understand what is going on in the market. So now let's check out the chart before we go back to the news and talk about what's really going to happen. And before we even go to the chart, if you really want to be getting the free signals, getting some stuff, you can subscribe to our Discord channel and our what am I going to call it, Telegram channel, where you can get all these links and all the signals for free. It's free of charge. You don't need to pay a dime, and you can help yourself by trading or by understanding how to place your trade, investment, and all of that. And that's why this show is very, very important. So now let's go to the chart quickly and see what we should be expecting. You know, I said it on the last episode. I told you I told you Bitcoin rallying like this doesn't make sense. You understand? Doesn't make sense because you can see when we have the movement. Let me show you quickly right here. When we have the movement from here to this point, we saw the movement coming back to kind of mitigate any other block that will be around this point. Now, since we break above it, which is this zone, you can see we've just been moving upward, and it doesn't work that way. So that's why I believe we're going to experience some correction, or we're going to see some pullback. It might be in overall Fibonacci on the 4-hour time frame, or it might be it's just going to be a pullback on a 30-minute time frame, just continue the rally. But all I feel is the market needs to pull them back to this zone around 17,000 to confirm the order block before we can see moving up or back. And you know the interest rate is coming in February 1st, so maybe that's going to affect the market. I'm not sure because we now kind of predicting what's going to happen. You can see the CPI wasn't good for currency, neither was it bad for currency, because the analyst or the investor, they've already predicted when or what is going to happen. So that might happen with the interest rate as well. We saw them releasing or easing on the pedal in December, whereby we didn't see 75 basis point increment. We saw only about 50%, and now we think probably we're going to see another 50% or probably 25% basis point before we're going to see the interest rate start falling down. But what I'm trying to say right here is when you look at this chart right now, you can see that this movement has been breaking up, coming down, breaking up, and has not even come back to retest or neither mitigate any zone. Whenever you have something like this, I bet you must see the market fall off. And now we're now having some news in the market talking about Genesis filing for bankruptcy, talking about FTX saying US is insolvent, and now we saw what DOJ did yesterday by now how am I gonna call it, charging uh Bitslat, so I don't know, it's hard to call, a company that is based in Hong Kong, for money laundering of about 700 million US dollars. So a lot of this is going to create fraud and fear and all of that in the market, and people might just start selling again. So you need to be careful. But I don't think that's the case. I think the case is this market moving like this alone doesn't make any sense, because we need to have a market that will move and retest any zone or retest whatever we have the support, you understand, before it to continue. But this has just been going, and you can see from my chart like this, we've been seeing breakout, come back, breakout, come back, breakout, just keep going like that. And when you go to 4 hours, let me show you. When you go to 4 hours over here, sorry about my chart, when you go to 4 hour over here, you can see we have so many other blocks. You can see this is other block that broke out of here, it wasn't tested, another one over here. And whenever you have too much like this, that means you're going to have one that is going to confirm everything. And how do you need to do that? You just need to go to your daily chart, because when you go to your daily chart, you're not going to see one that's going to how am I going to call it, that's going to summarize everything for you. So you don't need to be looking for, oh, okay, we have so many 4 hours candle that was breaking. Now how are we not going to know the one that's going to be the right one, or the one we need to wait for? So you need just to go to your 1 day chart, and when you come to the 1 day chart, you can see all of them right here, they are in green. Where do you have other block? We have other block here, you can see we have other block at 17k and around 16900. So this is where I'm potentially waiting to load my guns when the market retraces down to this point, because I believe we're still going to test this part back. And if we don't, if we break above this, I'm going to see, or I'm going to put in my buy. But for you to understand what you need to get into the market and how, or when you need to get out of the market, you just need to subscribe to the Discord channel or the Telegram channel, because I'll be dropping everything you need to know, or when you need to get into the market and when you need to get out of the market, so you do not miss out on any movement we'll be experiencing in the market. And also, if you've not subscribed to the channel, I think you might want to do that right now. Subscribe, like, and share, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell so you can be the first to get all the content as we drop it for you. So now, what are we expecting Bitcoin to do? I'm not going to lie to you. It has created, let me go to a higher time frame. It has created a signal for short, and the reason why I'm hoping we break this short is, you can see it's been creating signal, but we won't break it. Created there, we didn't break it, like that. It's been going up. I know we're going to break one, and I feel like it might be this one, because you can see the market tested around 20,300 here, and now the market came back to test that point. So now we're having a structure around this 20,300, and now I wouldn't be surprised if I see the market move a bit upward to around 21k back before we come down and break it, or we just see the market start moving out from here and break this zone, and the market will start falling down to mitigate this zone. So now if we break this mitigation, it will be the next mitigation, excuse me. If we break this, it will be the next, like that till we get another signal for a buy. And when you look at this now, it's confirmed, because we can say we now have our 1 2, then this is the 3, and is the longest 3 I've seen. But this is not a surprise, because in September we experienced something like this too, whereby market was just creating structure, breaking it, creating structure, breaking it, creating structure, breaking it, and never validate or activate any sell signal that was even bringing out in September. And what later happened, we saw the market drop down back to where it was coming from before we now saw the rally and stuff like that. So something like that might still happen on this, because it might be a bull run, because we've already broke out of this, but it was a spike. Mind you, it's with the market didn't stay there, the body didn't stay there, it was just a spike. So now I'm waiting to see the body break above 21,500 comfortably. If you can break above 25, 21,500 comfortably, yes, now I can say the bull run has now come to play, and now we'll now be looking for structure just to be buying and selling, buying, selling, and all of that, and we'll start making money. So we need to be careful on that. So that's that on BTC. BTC has created a short signal here, and I hope and I pray we break it, because we've already been creating, but we never break. We never broke below it. You can see here we didn't break it, we didn't break it, we didn't break it, we didn't break it. Here too we didn't break it, but now I'm hoping we're gonna break this, because the moment we break the first or we break one of it, that means we now have a proper structure of the market selling off or recovering back to wherever it's coming from, and now we can start shorting and making money out of it. So that's what I want to show you about BTC. Let's check ETH out as well, so we can know what we should be expecting with ETH. And ETH is more or less the same thing like the Bitcoin. You can see it keeps doing the same thing, creating the structure, not breaking it, creating it, not breaking it, creating it, not breaking it. So where do we have to see where we need to get into? It has created a structure below 1,500 too. So I'm thinking anything that makes us, maybe it's going to push up back to around 1,600 thereabout, but anything that makes us break below this 1,500, because that will be the structure we are seeing in a higher time frame, then we're going to see that it's going to become a short. But for you to get a full signal to understand where you need to get in or know where you need to get out of the market, you need to go and subscribe to the you need to go and you need to subscribe to our Discord channel and our Telegram channel, because that's where we're dropping the signals and everything you need to know, when you need to buy, when you need to sell, your stop losses and all of that, and that is going to help you, and you're going to be making some money. So that's on the king and the queen when it comes to cryptocurrency, talking about the Bitcoin and the ETH for today. I've told you, if you want me to talk about or you want me to analyze any token or any project or any what am I going to call it, coin, you can just comment down in the description down below, name the coin, we're going to take a look at it, and I bet you we're going to analyze it for you and tell you what you need to do, how you need to go about it, so you can be part of the successful trader in this 2023. So that's on the charts. Now let's now check out what we could be expecting, talking about Genesis. Now Genesis bankruptcy filing imminent as creditors negotiations stalled, and now they're saying this might even come to action as early as this week. So I think this is too early for 2023. We're experiencing another crypto exchanges trying to follow the grid, and I think that is a big deal. And also we know crypto panic as DOJ charges major action against tiny Chinese exchanges, an exchange that has been in Hong Kong for over 700 million US dollar money laundering. And also we can see Coinbase announces difficult that they're moving out of Japan, and you can see due to market condition, our company has made the difficult decision to halt operations in Japan and to conduct a complete review of our business in country. The San Francisco-based company said in a blog post. However, we are committed to making transition as smooth as possible for our valued customer. I think Coinbase is one of the only exchange that I'm thinking. I'm not saying the king or the whatever, but since they don't have any token for themselves, I always like to kind of support any exchange that don't have token for themselves. That's my own theory. I tell people any exchange that's got a token, I don't believe they're solvent, because tell me, where have you cared? Where'd you get all this money you're claiming you have when the whole crypto market went down for about 80%? You understand? So I believe almost all these crypto exchanges that have got tokens are insolvent, but they're just able to cover it here and there. And I believe we're still going to see more. Genesis coming out saying they might file for bankruptcy as early as this week. We'll wait to see that. And with all this fraud now coming to play in the crypto market, I don't know, we might see another Red Sea coming into the crypto market, and you need to be careful. Don't say I didn't warn you. And another thing I want to throw light on is Sam Bankman-Fried maintains FTX US is solvent despite debtors' claim. You see, And this guy has been saying the same story. You see, Backman Fried told the same story about US exchange both before and after FTX Group filed it for bankruptcy in November. As both exchanges assets were separated, similarly, John J. R. III, FTX new boss overseeing the bankruptcy, told Congress last month that FTX US assets were separate from Alameda Researches, with FTX International had commingled its funds. So this guy keeps saying FTX US is solving. So I believe there's just something going on with this FTX as a whole, as a company or as a group. You understand? So I just feel like for this guy to keep coming out and telling us FTX is solving, I bet he knows what he's saying, because how come he's not saying other whatever or other things they have are solving, but he keeps saying FTX is solving. And I told you Binance played the guy, and I believe Binance they are numbers, but though I just pray I don't want any exchanges to fall. Even Gemini, Genesis falling now, it's a bad news already for cryptocurrency, and we don't want that negative energy this year. We don't want any crypto exchanges to fall again. So I just pray they get their act together and they do the right by their customer funds and just stick to their commissions, the stakings, and the APY alone that they're getting money from. Let them just put their eyes away from customer funds. And you customers as well, you need to be careful. Get your funds into a cold storage wallet whereby you only put the little or the money you can afford to lose with these exchanges. You understand? If you know you're buying any cryptos or any token, whatever you're doing, put them in your cold wallet. And by doing that, you're not going to suffer even if any of them should fall like FTX again. So that's what I just have to share with you, talking about the news that are making waves in the industry. What is really trending on Twitter? We can see ETH is trending, crypto world is trending, the SEC is trending up, obviously, because now the news is not coming out. Uh, the news is not coming out that the SEC, they've got some issue regarding the ICOs alone last year, and they feel like that is the reason why they need to be pro. We can see crypto news is trending, Genesis is trending, and that needs to trend because we all know what's going on. They just announced yesterday they might be filing for bankruptcy. Altcoins is trending. We all know all altcoins are skyrocketed when we saw that rally from around 16K to 21K for BTC. And I bet you altcoin season is always crazy. You can put 1,000 and you become a millionaire by buying some shit coins, but you need to be careful because what they played the last bull run is the same game they're going to play again. They did it in 2017. They did it 2020. They will still do it again if it's going to happen 2023. So you need to be careful and don't fall a victim. We can see NFLX2 is trending, crypto world is trending, SPY currency is trending, stablecoin is trending. I'm talking about stablecoin. We now know Australia saying they're going to launch an Ethereum based stablecoin, and we saw Russia to saying they're going to launch a stablecoin backed with gold. You see, these companies, I think they're waking up to this cryptocurrency or stablecoin of a thing, and I think that's a good thing if you may ask me. Also, we can see what Ripple is trending, and we all know Ripple said they're going to have the case being resolved between now and 6 months, and we hope that happens because this is not the first time they've been telling us our SEC is ready to finish the case with them, and we're still hoping for the good news about Ripple. And Bitslato, the company that has been sued for about 700 million money laundering, they say they did about 2 billion worth of transactions, and 700 million of it where is money laundering kind of, and they've been sued by the Department of Justice yesterday, and that even brought a sharp turning to BTC, and it was around the same time when the PPI news came out, and I think by now you guys should now believe what I used to tell you on the show, that whatever that is going to happen in the market, you always have something to blame it on. You see, the DOJ announced the news around the same time the news of the PPI was coming out. You can see the news PPI came out around 1:30, and you see the spike happened. Then the next thing, after about an hour, we saw this thing dropping off, and I know we might start seeing the market coming down. But for you to get to know what is really going to happen in the market, you need to subscribe to our Discord channel or what's it called? You need to subscribe to our Discord channel and our Telegram channel so you can get the signals. It's free, guys, so you do not need to worry and think probably you need to pay some money and stuff like that. So that's that. So now let's go to fear and greed to know what is going on with the fear and greed. We can see the fear and greed index is now sitting at 45. You know, it was neutral 2 days ago where we were sitting at 51, but now the fear is kicking in back because of all this fraud that is coming out about FTX. We saw crypto.com laying about 20% of the staff, Coinbase, Gemini filing for bankruptcy and stuff like that. Now the fear is kicking in back. So before the end of the day, before the end of the week, we might see this thing dropping back to maybe less than 40 and stuff like that. So we'll see some good news that is going to push everything back up. So that's what I have for you today on the show. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please do that right now. Subscribe, like, and share, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell so you can be part of the greatness that is happening on the show. So shout out to Instacash FX for sponsoring the show. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do that. If you want to sell your Bitcoin, or you want to buy, or you want to learn how to trade, I urge you to go to www.instacashfs.com and apply for free training. And also, if you want to sell your Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any kind of cryptocurrency, I bet you they're fast, reliable, and efficient. So that's what I have for you on today's show. I still remain myself, Ahmed Eladmeji Kazim. Until I catch you on another wonderful episode of the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, where we trade it and we do not gamble it, I say peace out.